All right, friends, we are back with another coaching episode. I'm having so much fun doing these. I want to let you know if you want to be invited to a community chat and have the opportunity to get hot seat coaching with me, make sure to go to heidistevens.co/podcast and sign up for the newsletter there, and you'll be the first to know the next time we do one of these. All right, so today we've got a really, really great episode with you, or for you. A couple weeks ago, I did a podcast on how to handle post-pandemic angst. And today I'm sharing some live coaching that we did on this topic. I am seeing this theme of people coming out of the cocoon, coming out of lockdown, going back into relationships, going back into work, and having some anticipatory anxiety around how to do this. And so today, one woman in particular, she knows she has to go back to work in October. She knows that she is a brand new person. She's been doing so much inner work during the pandemic, and she's having some anxiety around that. So I coach her through some tangible tips as well as some spiritual support on how to handle that. I also talk about really living into your purpose. Also coming out of the pandemic, so many of our works have changed. They've shifted, right? Like everything is quote unquote new. I don't believe that there's any going back. So instead of trying to figure out how to go back to your old life, I really want you guys to sit and think about, what does my new normal look like? What does my new life look like? And that is what I talk about in that podcast, how to handle post-pandemic angst. On this coaching call, the last thing we talk about is really someone struggling with getting back into their spiritual routine and their physical routine, talking about their health and wellness. And I think that you will like what I have to say about this. I am all about doing less and having more grace for yourself instead of putting more to-dos on your everyday list. Enjoy this, you guys, and hopefully I will coach one of you very soon. Hi friends, it's Heidi Stevens here. Welcome to Drop Into the Vortex, where conversations about up-leveling your frequency, reaching your next level, feeling alive, and manifesting with more ease are happening. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a serial entrepreneur, I am a spiritual teacher and leader, and I am here juggling all the hats right along with you, creating our next level life and showing you how to do it on the way. Welcome, let's go. Carly, let's go to you. Hello. What's your question today?
So I guess my question is, or my concern is, I've been working from home since COVID hit last March. And when I was in the office beforehand, I found like I was just always emotionally exhausted. And I'd come home from work, I'd be tired, I'd lie on the couch all day. And when I started working from home, I continued to get up at the same time I would normally have gotten up to get ready for work. But I replaced all that time with meditation, journaling, et cetera, et cetera. And I've gotten into this beautiful morning routine that I've loved for a year and a half now. Now in around October, I have to go back to the office. And I'm really starting to worry and wonder about how my life's going to change. I'm scared it's going to go back to having that kind of like anxiety and pressure and struggle and stress and everything that I had. I've thought about getting up an hour earlier. I already get up at 6 every morning. I don't know if I can do 5 a.m. if that's right for me. I feel like if I do it for a week or two, I might just fail on that. So I'm just, wondering how to continue everything while I still now have to go to work and take up the extra time of commuting and everything else.
Such a good question. And I know that you are not alone in this. I know that a lot of people are experiencing this anticipatory or real time anxiety about life shifting and changing. A couple things that I hope will be supportive for you. First and foremost, you aren't the same person that you were a year and a half ago.
Yeah, things have definitely shifted.
Right. So when your mind wants to start chattering and telling you, it's going to be the same as before. And kind of feeling that angst, you can quiet your mind down and let your mind know, thanks, I hear you. I get that you have a concern. I'm actually going to ask you to sit back, quiet down, and you know what? My new self, my higher self, and let's make a plan of how we could do this moving forward. Right? So many of us are planners. We like to know, we need to know, we want to know what's coming. And so potentially a couple of things that you could do to set yourself up for success for this, new work life. And I'd really frame it like that. Like, this gets to be an opportunity for you to go into your office with a new energy, a higher frequency, a higher vibration, and bring that. You don't know who you're going to touch. You don't know who you would inspire with this new ways of being that you have learned or taken on through the pandemic. So a couple of things. I would set yourself up with a number of podcasts, high vibe, conversations, like just get downloads on your phone that you can listen in your car on the way to work, right? No news, no tapping in to low vibe, low frequency things. Like, set yourself up for success and know this is what I'm going to listen to. Second thing, I would make a plan of how you are going to take care of yourself throughout your day at your office. What are things that you can have around you? Do you want a crystal? Do you want a picture of something, right? Like, what are things that you can surround yourself with to really bring in a new energy into your office space? Commit to taking breathing breaks. Right, one of the very simple techniques that I teach in one of my courses is just like breathing in through your nose for a count of 5, breathing out of your nose, just calming, soothing your system. So I don't know what you've done over this pandemic time, but like, my guess is that you've gained new tools, and so instead of fearing the unknown, get excited about who this new person that you are could be as you go into your office, and how you can shine your light, and how you can shed, new wisdom onto people, and how just by you being in a new frequency, you could share that with others. I would get excited about it instead of dreading it. And you don't know what you don't know, meaning you have no idea the human that you are going in there in that environment. So go in with a high vibration instead of fearing it. The 5 o'clock thing, the 6 o'clock thing, I was never someone that could wake up early. I don't want to put one more thing on your to-do list right now. I will just say it's not as hard as it sounds. I will say Vancouver in the winter, probably not the simplest thing to wake up that early, but I wake up in the dark most mornings. It can be done. I've got little kids. My meditation practice is important to me. It is possible. Take it slow. You don't have to go from 6 to 5, go from 6 to 5:50, go from 6 to 5:47. You'll just see.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do you want to continue raising your frequency right along with me? Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure to click the notification bell below to be notified when I have a new video. Now let's get back to the show. Nancy Davis, let's take your question today. Hello.
Hi. I have 2 quick questions. It's always a surprise when it's my turn.
Let's start with the first one.
First is as you know, because I go on and on, everything has changed, and the meditations have been all of it has been so powerful and life altering. I haven't been able to get a physical routine going, and I'm very aware of it as moving my energy. It's not a guilt thing. I'm actually very, very active in my daily life because of the farm, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not and I'm watching it in a neutral observer way, but there's some perspective that I would love to have on why I'm able to get up early, go to bed early, incorporate the meditations, etc. And when I do something, whatever workout, yoga, whatever it is, I feel fantastic. But so there's a disconnect that I can't quite put my finger on. The other question is the very first breath work, I think before the program really even started. And it's so powerful that I cry every time I talk to you. So never mind. But is the need to sing, which is the thing that the one thing that I never did do in my life, that I was, when I was a teenager, people said, oh my God, you have to sing, and I have connections and everything. And then the message, of course, was like, don't try that, you'll fail. It's like so many of us here. Right. And so that need to sing came through right away. And that one in a way is easy for me to manifest because I'm clearly not shy, etc. But I also feel, I have all these things going on and everything. And so kind of getting caught between doing this thing that feels very true to myself and adding yet more when I'm also trying not to let myself get in a place of overwhelm and not add more and more and more to my plate. Okay. So those are my two.
Clarify your question on the singing. Is the question, do I sing or not? Or what's the question about the singing?
Well, sort of, do I add this other thing right now when we're just, about...
Here's the deal. Everyone, listen to me now, okay? Stop putting, and this is, Nancy, I know I can talk to you this way, so I'm going to give it to you clear.
Yes,
and
you can.
This is for everybody. This is not just for Nancy. Here we go. Stop putting yourself in a box that unless you do this and this and this and this and this and this and this every single day, you've failed. Okay? We are human beings, not human doings. So we have to do what feels good. Now, what I hear Nancy saying is she knows it feels good to sing and she knows she feels good to move her body, but why can't she get to do it herself, to do it more often, right? It's not all or nothing. We are feminine, human, flowing, right? Like beings, like this is who we are. This is about teaching ourselves to have more grace and compassion. And some seasons you're going to be like, I want to get to the gym every single day and I want to do yoga and I'm going to commit to it. I am the most self-disciplined person that I know, and I have to hire a coach for myself to get my butt to the gym every day, to move my body as much as I know I need to. My husband, one of the ways that he loves to move energy is to sing. He has a singing coach. He gets on Zoom twice a week with Bonnie, and he sings. And people think that's like the most, they're like, what? When they learn this about him. So do you need a coach for every single thing? Not necessarily. I told one of the women yesterday that I was working with, I said, do a little accountability group in our Next Level community. For those of you that don't know, we have a community called Next Level, Magnetic Graduates. Put yourself out there. Who wants to do a 5-day challenge with me on moving our bodies for 30 minutes every day for the next 5 days? Side note, Kara, we should probably do something like this publicly. But point being, Nancy, you've got women that are growing and evolving and wanting to do things that are like this. Put yourself out there, hold yourself accountable, and say, even if no one responds, say, hey, I'm going to tell you all that I moved my body for the next 7 days.
Yes, I have a great accountability group. And I have said I'm going to do this, and then I have not done it.
So are you overreaching? Are you like, is it like, one of the rules is start small. Start small. Are you trying to do something every single day that really you need to just do 3 times a week? Is that a possibility?
Maybe. Yes.
I feel like you're overthinking this. I'm not really wanting to go down a rabbit hole with you of some disconnect. Like, I actually think you're being too hard on yourself. You're like, got this like idea of how it should look. And when you don't do it, it's like another way to, I'm not doing a good enough job. I think there's a lot of room for all of us to live our life and live a little looser and be kinder and not so rigid with all the things that we have to do. I know that because as like a recovering perfectionist, I attract a lot of recovering perfectionists. So I'm not really one to say, put more on your plate and do this whole thing. No, let's be kind. We all have a lot going on in our life. And if and when you decide, you know what, maybe watched me do it I've been dancing around this whole like fitness thing for a while, tried to do it on my own, getting into the gym, but there's just a lot going on in my life. And so there's just a lot of grace, and it's like, it's fine. And then I knew it's actually time I just want to feel amazing in my body. And I know what I need to do it. I know I can't do it myself. So I hired an online coach. $300 a month, like best investment I ever made. She writes my workout. She's holding me accountable. I feel freaking fantastic right now. Okay, we're going to go on to the next person, which is Nikki. Hello. Hi, Nikki.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to see you here. What is your question?
I actually forgot for a moment. I was so into what you were talking about.
Sometimes I just get so passionate, I can't help it.
Let's see. I don't know. What was I going to say? Well, first of all, yeah, because I was in magnetic and I'm in the next level, and it's all going really good and really great. And yeah, I ended up having a big blowout, and because I'm one that keeps my feelings in, but doing the meditations and everything. And then I finally had my big blowout and doing the meditations and the breath work. I love doing the breath work. So I am happier, feeling better. I don't know. I think with my purpose, I don't know, or guidance, I don't necessarily feel or see anything when I do the meditations and stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I'm feeling good, but I just still don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Am I making sense?
Am I correctly that you are desiring to feel more on purpose? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
What are your days look like? How do you spend your days? Do you work? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I have a photography business, but with COVID, that's not much going on with that. And then I do pure romance in-home parties. Well, being that everything just opened up now, I do actually have some parties booked finally. So I get to go do that. I'm super excited, but nervous because it's been forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just, everything's been kind of slow with business wise, like, yeah, you know, like I've had to sell stuff to get money or whatever, but blah, blah, blah.
And Nikki, when you are in your photography, when you are doing the parties, when you are doing those things, do you feel on purpose?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe it's just impatient, I think maybe is what I'm being. I don't know. Because I want to know what I want to do, what I'm supposed to go, you know.
Here's the thing, is that so much of the time we think that our purpose is something that's like out there that we have to go figure out and find. And you know, there's that saying, it's like the diamond in the rough. It's like it's right underneath you. Like it's right underneath every single one of us. And there's really no the more that we try and go find it, the more separation from source we experience. So when you are feeling good, you know, I kind of think of like living a purposeful life as like a scavenger hunt. because we're given clues along the way. And the only thing that we can find is the next clue. And then it's like a riddle, right? And it's like we have to read the riddle and then go take action on it and be super courageous and be super vulnerable and put ourselves out there. And for most of us on this call, there's some combination of putting ourselves out there business-wise, putting ourselves out there in partnerships, growing as moms, as sisters, wives, friendships. It doesn't matter the thing, but like we're all like wearing all of these different hats. And in some seasons, the relationship piece needs more of our attention. And in another season, our career is needing more of our attention. But as long as we are growing and unlayering and unlocking, we are on purpose. We are on purpose. Like you're on purpose because you're showing up saying, like, putting your hand up saying, I desire to be more on purpose. Like, here you are. Here is your next riddle. Like you're unpacking it as you go. So even just sharing that, Nikki, I feel good when I'm doing these parties. I feel good when I'm doing photography. I get that like what has been happening has probably stifled some of your creativity, right? And now there's an opening. So I'm going to make an assumption that now that things are opening up and now that you can put yourself out there again, there is a little bit of anticipatory anxiety of how is this going to go? And I'm putting myself out there again. And how do I do it? Similar to what someone else was sharing. How do I do this? But it's just like riding a bike. And the more you do it and the more photos you take and the more jobs you get and the more parties you have and the more connected you are, the more on purpose you're going to feel, and you're going to feel more inspired to do it again and again and again. So I think that a lot, like what happens sometimes is like we get stuck in the angst and like then we project on what's going to happen out there instead of just doing what's in front of us. So call it a crumb, call it the next step, call it a scavenger hunt. I don't care what you call it. Go take the next step and just focus on that and go do it with everything you've got. And then the next step is going to be revealed. And then the next step is going to be revealed. And then in between all of those steps, it's in practice of coming home to the present moment. Putting the phone down, taking a breath, being with the child, looking at the roses, looking at the sun, getting your feet in the grass, right? It's like, okay, I'm centering myself. I'm getting back in my energy. I'm taking care of myself. And now we go take the next step. And let's not forget, I'm going to do a little sidebar here because I know we all need to hear this. Let's not forget to have fun in the process. Come on, it's summer. For a lot of us, not everyone on this call, but it's summer. Like, let's have some fun on this journey. Life is really short, guys, you know? So just a reminder to all of us, myself included, I've been really asking myself, like, how do I have more fun today? How do I have more fun with my kids? How do I be more playful? How do I have more fun in the bedroom, right? Can I put myself out there a little bit more? Like, let's like just loosen up.